Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelorette Recaps, premiering June 7th, 2021, Katie Thurston's season. But this isn't Katie Thurston, who's this? This is Brooke Blurton. Beautiful alliteration there. The next Australian Bachelorette and the first bisexual, at least openly, that we know of, Bachelorette in the world, right? I mean, let me know if I'm wrong about this, but the only one that I'm aware of here, and of course, this was announced yesterday, made big international news. She's wearing a nice one-sleeve sort of Tarzan red carpet look happening here. She's got big clavicle energy, looking beautiful. Her shoulders bring all the boys and girls to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours. She could teach you, but she'd have to charge. And boy, by the way, charging, for a milkshake, when that song came out, Missy Elliott, that was 2003. Venmo didn't even exist yet. Can you imagine that? You'd have to, invoice somebody for a milkshake? How do you even write that off? You got to accept checks? I mean, nowadays, you could just, cash app somebody for your milkshake. But I digress. The point of this story here that we're going to be making is how great this is that we've got a little bit of some diversity in sexual attraction when it comes to the Bachelor franchise. The questions I will be asking you throughout this video is, will this happen in the US? And of course, we made a video 2 days ago. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. 2 days ago, Grace from DC called in. We have a voicemail number. If anyone wants to call in and talk about this, you can call the voicemail number 401-213-9828. Put it up right there. Screen grab it, pause it. Grace called in from DC and asked if I thought there'd ever be a bisexual Bachelor or Bachelorette. So we clipped that video right there about it. And I believe it most certainly could and should happen. I just wonder where we are with our culture and the demographics of people watching, and is this, conservative network TV going to be the place where that happens? That's not to say I don't wish it will, but looking at it from the back end, are they going to spook their advertisers? It sounds crazy to say. I feel like I'm in Handmaid's Tale here, but this is what you have to work with. This is what they think about when it comes to every decision they make. Let's read this quick article in E! News and celebrate Brooke for being the first openly bisexual lead. The Bachelorette Australia cast first openly bisexual lead to meet male and female suitors. On May 19th, the Bachelorette Australia announced its first openly bisexual lead in Brooke Blurton will date male and female contestants. Australia's Channel 10 announced on Wednesday, May 19th, the dating series will star Brooke Blurton, who's openly bisexual, and whose season will include a cast of both male and female contestants for her to date. And again, I know Demi Burnett came out of the closet as bisexual on Bachelor in Paradise. Slightly different because this is the lead. So this is the show putting all of their forces into promoting this love story. Whereas I feel like with Bachelor in Paradise, it's the Bachelor's way to say, all right, here's the rundown of things we didn't think was good enough for the main show. And that's why that's where they pat themselves on the back to be like, oh, we had diversity. It's like, you threw them on a beach and gave them some margaritas. Come on now. You know what I mean? All right. So anyway, and that's not me talking. That's just what we see out there. This marks the first time globally that the franchise will have a mixed gender cast for The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I'm not too sure if Australia is ready for it. I certainly am, Brooke told The Daily Telegraph on May 19th. If it makes people feel uncomfortable in any way, I really challenge them to think about why it does. Oh, very interesting. I love that line of thinking. If something bothers you, I challenge you to look in the mirror and wonder why it bothers you. Why should it bother you? Like Trisha in Chattanooga. No offense, Trisha in Chattanooga, but why the hell do you care what she's doing with her body in Australia? Brooke, 26, was a contestant for Nick Cummings' affection on the Australia. Is that his last name or what was going on in the fantasy suite? We're bumping Harrisons today, folks. Let's get into it. All right. Nick came, the Australian version of The Bachelor in 2018, and she appeared on it, Bachelor in Paradise, the following year. Oh boy, how much alcohol is consumed in the Australian Bachelor in Paradise? Just do another one, bub. All right, boy. Not here for impressions. This is the impression of someone with a business degree from the University of Rhode Island trying to survive during a pandemic. On May 19th, the youth worker posted a photo to Instagram of herself to mark the momentous occasion. She captioned it, "I'm ready. I hope you are too." So, okay, Jamie King, who became the first openly bisexual cast member on the US Bachelor when she competed for Nick Vile's Rose, wrote an essay for Playboy in 2019 in which she described feeling completely alone in this heteronormative reality dating franchise. Yeah, I'm sure, Jamie King, I'm sure like in her community as a in her community, I'm sure she has friends that are bisexual and this and that. But when you get put into this strict heteronormative structure of Bachelor, they throw that storyline out the window. And of course, everyone's always rumored, oh, come on, you don't think during Ben Higgins' season the ladies are like, oh boy, this guy's a bore, and then they're like, do you want to go in the hot tub and have some hot toddies? And you're like, yeah, right, we do. I'm not saying that a hot tub and hot toddies would lure someone into bisexuality. I'm just saying, maybe there's a world in which there are stories we haven't heard from contestants on the franchise. Of course, that wouldn't be too rare to think. Colton was a contestant on Becca Kufrin's Bachelorette season in 2018 before becoming the lead for a cast of female contestants in 2019. Last month, he came out as gay during an interview with Good Morning America's Robin Roberts, and then they redacted it because they didn't have enough space here, but it should say Colton also harassed and stalked his ex girlfriend in a last-ditch effort to hold on to his heterosexuality. They ran out of room, guys. They couldn't include that in this article here. We're just going to whitewash Colton Underwood's past, I guess. That's what we're doing. All right, so let's move on from here. Here's Brooke. This is her beautiful photo, and people in the comment section are just all ready to go. Alex Bordy says, "Where do I submit?" And that's, of course, why not? Why not? It didn't work out in the U.S. Go international. Is he married? What's going on here? Your wedding day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Is he actually married? No, it's probably just a modeling thing. Anyway, we liked Alex. He was a nice guy, but he's submitting for her love. Good on you, Alex. Let's go back here and check this out. I wanted to show a few of her photos from her big day, Brooke's big day, that is. I think we need to follow Brooke's storyline. I think this is going to be a gigantic, and I'm sure, I'm stuck on Alex Bordy now. I'm sure in some ways, there it is. Brooke, I'm sure that the Australian version of the Bachelorette has had to look at this and go, is this a decision we want to make? This is a sort of risky move in the sense that it's different than what has been done in the past. And, I always say, like, stagnant waters where all the disease breeds, right? Looking at you, hot tub of Bachelor Nation. Somebody clean out the vent. Holy cow. You got some NYU intern. He's got $150,000 in student loan debt, and he's out there just scooping out Alex's Cummings. All right, folks. It's a callback, and I thought it was a pretty good one, so mind your business. Here we have Brooke hanging out here. This is day one of being your Bachelorette, how it started, last photo to how it's going. And by the way, I'm not a fashionable person. I'm wearing a t-shirt here. This is the best I could do. But doesn't this pink business suit look amazing? Doesn't that look like what's going on here? Someone who likes fashion, let me know. Is that not baller? I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything. I do Velcro shoes and a bowl cut till I was 11. All right. Infinity bangs. Okay. All right. Is that the front or the back? From far away, you just see a blob of head moving around. It looks like a Wii character. All right. So there she is. That's how the day ended. She said, exhausted. Yeah, I can't imagine. And then, of course, and she's like, say goodbye to sleep, sissy. You won't have much of that for a wee while. Sleep is overrated anyway, right? Sneak in those micro naps whenever you can. It's only just begun. All right, Angie, can it? All right, let her live her life. I don't know. So anyway, with regards to if this could happen in the U.S., I'm going to shift the topic to abortion. Now, hold on. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere there, Debbie in Huntsville, or whoever is out there. Don't. Just hold on a second. We love you, Karen. The point is that when you talk about where we stand with regards to bisexuality, homosexuality, heterosexual, it actually blends into other cultural topics like pro-life, pro-choice, which, by the way, we need to take back pro-life. Pro-life, like Brooke Burke should be considered pro-life. She's like, I'm willing to date that life. I'm willing to date that life. She's like Oprah Winfrey. Look under your chairs. You get to date me. You get to date me. Anybody. I think it should be celebrated. And again, if it's like by me supporting Brooke what's her name? Brooke Blurton. It doesn't mean that I'm into. It's like you can support people that are into a different You know, like if you like Thai food, but that person over there doesn't do sushi, they don't like raw fish, and you love Italian, it's like, good, let's just all support eating food. And let's all support Brooke Blurton and whatever guys she finds. But the question about purity culture comes up. Now, I made this video 7 months ago. The Bachelor Colton Underwood, how purity culture leads to possessiveness in relationships. And look, looking backwards, we know Colton's issue wasn't just purity culture. He was struggling with his homosexuality in a world where he didn't even know dads, he didn't even know gay dads could have kids, which I'm still blown away by. I don't get that rationale. But he's like, they can't we get it. It's adoption, Colton. Okay, maybe surrogate mom. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But anyway, so with purity culture, you talk about people being born into this weighted world where like there's strong rights and wrongs. Like you do this or you go to hell. Whenever anybody, regardless of religion, whenever anybody tries to sell you on fear, well, if you don't buy the insurance for that roof, it's going to cave in. You're done. Don't sell me on fear. Don't sell me that if I don't do this, I'm going to go to hell. Or if I don't, it's like, yeah, sure, you should brush your teeth or you get cavities. I get it. There is some things that there are consequences to some things, but using religion to sell this fear of like, if you don't do it our way, you're not doing it the right way. This is our culture. So when people are, the reason I wonder if we could have a bisexual lead here in the US anytime soon, I don't wonder if most of the people will be okay with it. I wonder about the people that live in such a close-minded world where it's like, no, God said it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, or whatever, whatever and again, I use a Southern accent there, but this exists all over the country. I'm from Rhode Island. There's plenty of bigoted and homophobic people all over New England. It's not a North versus South thing. It's more of a, are you comfortable seeing a gay couple walk down the street holding hands or not type of thing, So yesterday, Texas passed a law, the heartbeat bill, banning abortions after 6 weeks, which is banana land. Okay, it's banana land. So it's not crazy to say that in some states you grow up with this. This is a dad and his daughter in a wedding dress in front of an oil rig. Like, the fact that there's no MAGA sign in the yard means this was taken before 2016. I digress. Shut it. I mean, it's one after another. It's the creepiest stuff in the world. These are dads and their daughters, and this is a purity pledge they sign. And of course, so it makes you, and I'm not saying this doesn't exist in other parts of the world, but I'm saying we've got a weird thing where like over-sexualizing young women to make them sign pledges about their purity before they've even hit their first period. Like the weight of the world is on their shoulders. Look at her trying to hold up this cross. What the hell's going on out there? So we're looking at Australia having the USA, let me tell you something. The USA is the birthplace of Bachelor Nation. We should be the first people having a bisexual lead. We should be the first people having a bisexual cast. Oh, but what if they hook up with each other? Then they weren't meant to be with the other person. They want to hook up, send them to another bungalow, hang out at a palapa, get a rub and tug underneath the umbrella. I don't care what happens. But in my US of A, we don't celebrate purity culture with these 9-year-olds that are saying they're not, whatever. No, live in a world where people understand their bodies and aren't feared by them. Live in a world where you understand that 6 weeks into a pregnancy, most people don't even know they're pregnant yet. But what if there's a heartbeat? It's a blob of cells with an electromagnetic pulse happening. That ain't a heartbeat. That's a tadpole, bitch. Listen, we need to protect each other because a heartbeat bill in Texas isn't preventing abortions. It's just providing them for the people that have enough money to get out of Texas to go get one. So the problem isn't necessarily the fear that we're killing fetuses. The problem is that we're, raising these children to just be misled about what's right and what is wrong. And that is a digression I will stand behind. Now, look, people say, abortion's bad. What do you want to abort someone at 20 months? Yeah, I wish I could abort you at 20 years, you freaking idiot. You know what I mean? Up until you're 18, you should be allowed to abort. I'm kidding. But look how, some tweets here. And again, I know someone's going to provide me some other evidence. But it's like, look at these. Look at this family of whites. Yeah, they can all fly out of Texas if they knock up their, secretary. You know what I mean? Like which absolutely happens with an alarming amount of politicians. And the ladies with their Karen haircuts just stand by it. Looking at you right there. Gonna go complain at a Taco Bell because the meat wasn't. I don't know. The point is, my body, my choice. There is a sensible time for when an abortion should be acceptable, and then we should leave it up to doctors who swear through their oath to protect, to do good. Sorry, I got confused with police. To protect, no, to cover up. Just gonna kill everyone today. Shut up. Just shut up and leave a comment, or call a voicemail number or whatever. Shut up and talk to me. That's like every fight with my girlfriend. You shut up and explain yourself. Which one do you want first? I'm kidding. So the point is that we need to be sensible. At 6 weeks, ultrasounds can detect a flutter in the area of an embryo that will become the future heart of a fetus. The flutter happens because a group of cells that will become the future pacemaker of the heart, which hasn't formed yet, gain the capacity to fire electrical signals. We watched the show Handmaid's Tale, and it seems so far-fetched, but it's like people are trying to legislate control over other people's bodies. And I'm not saying someone should have an abortion at 8.5 months. I'm not saying that. But to think that abortions don't happen illegally or in dangerous situations, or people have to travel or can't travel, and then they raise a child they can't afford. Listen, I don't know. Come out here to California and take a look at the freeways. I'm not saying the world's overpopulated, but it certainly ain't underpopulated right now. So if you're not ready to have a kid and you're a couple months in, and here we go. Texas inmate Quinton Jones becomes the first state execution in 10 months in Texas, the same day they passed the heartbeat bill. And look, I understand he beat his aunt to death 20 years earlier. I understand that. He beat her to death. And again, I don't know the whole story, but he beat her to death for $30 in drug money. I don't know. Maybe it's just this sort of curious mind inside of me. But I look at that and I go, I wonder how powerful drugs are that someone would commit capital murder for $30 in drug money. How did he get those drugs? Where did they come from? Why is he addicted in the first place? These are the questions I ask, folks, but on the same day that they want to restrict abortions after 6 weeks, they complete a lethal injection in Texas. What's going on over there? So the point that ties this all together is that, are we in the United States prepared and ready for a bisexual bachelor? I think in most cases, but I think we need to get our damn heads out of the sand. I really do. And trust me when I say this, these are complicated topics to talk about. So I'm over here. I don't make edits. I kind of just prepare as much as I can, and I talk to you. I can and do make mistakes myself with news and info that I report. So I'm always happy to hear from you if you guys have any alternative information that I'm not processing here. But I just think that when we're controlled, like doctors, they know if a baby's dead. There are, like, I have had to explain this to my own family, but there are plenty of Christian-run churches. Hey, raised Catholic, love, Christianity for a lot of reasons can do a lot of good and provide a moral compass for people. But like anything, it can be used to control others as well. Like any good thing, it can be used to control others. But there are plenty of Christian-run hospitals that will not remove a dead fetus inside a body, and women can die from sepsis and other disease. Again, not a doctor, correct me as you may, but they can't remove that because that's considered an abortion. There's plenty of times when doctors legally can't do things because they don't want to be sued, and there are certain laws that need to be put into place to let the doctors decide if they should be going through with an abortion. And I understand there's plenty of doctors that are just abortion happy. I totally understand. There should be a healthy amount of literature provided to people. Education's always the best start. There should be a healthy amount of literature and other options provided to people when they make a complicated decision. Absolutely. But we live in a world where there's certain states that they don't even want to hear the conversation. They say, "Oh, that's where you stand? Well, you want to murder." And that's the conversation we're still having today over complicated issues. So I encourage several of you, 19 minutes into this video, to leave a dumb, ignorant comment after me spending several minutes discussing the facts, and I will try to debunk you. But in the meantime, very fascinating stuff happening. If you like my channel, you understand we talk Bachelor, but we spin it back into current events. We spin it back into human condition, purity culture, other topics about psychology, things I do not have a degree in, just a curiosity. So if you just want Bachelor news and you just want to look at the clues and see who's in the reflection of the Chardonnay glass and all that, it ain't for you. I take a strong stance in that. If you disagree with me, I'm okay with that too. I'm not one of those people that can only be living in an echo chamber. I encourage your disagreements. Just keep it kind in the comment section. Good luck, Brooke Blurton. Wishing you well with that clavicle. Bring those boys and girls to the yards.